Hey, how you doing? Today's bit of advice is that music actually feels differently played than heard. Right? What do you mean by that? When I did my first ever recording session, I was 17 years old, and it was a really groovy track actually. It was a track called Joy and Pain by a band called Maze. And I was invited into this session, obviously not to play on the original, but there was some kind of connections with it. But it was anyway, good session, and the intro goes do 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 do. Right, so I've been given my music, I'm sitting there, click comes in, and start playing it, get called into the control room after I've recorded it. It's like, oh, it's not sitting right. And I was thinking, but it felt great. And then when I listen back, didn't sound great. And quite often, what we have to do as musicians is we have to learn to really hear in great detail so that we can take ourselves out of the situation, take ourselves out of the music, take ourselves out of that pressure, and not just think about what we're doing, but listen as a whole. Listen to the whole thing so that when we do play, it starts to sound like the music we hear. And the reason that this happens is because we're so involved with what we're doing and so thinking about what we're doing, we're not listening to everything else and how we connect with everything else. But when you put your instrument down and you just listen, you listen to everything. So a really good bit of advice is to really think about how you listen. So logically think about how you listen and what you're listening to. What are you looking into and what are you grooving to? Because if you're not aware of that, you're going to think you're really grooving. You're going to think your playing's really hip, and you're going to think that everything's really cool. And then, like me, you're going to get called into the control room and to be told that you suck. And that's never very good. But these are all really great tricks that we can develop, great kind of techniques that we can develop ourselves in our own time. Playing along to backing tracks is brilliant for this because you can have a backing track that's all really good apart from your part, and so that you can hone your part to make sure that it fits in really great with what you're doing. That's why I sell backing tracks of my stuff on my site, because it's to help you guys grow. But doing that, and it doesn't matter what backing track it is, that's really helpful. Playing with a click and recording yourself playing with a click so that you can hear how you're grooving and how it feels. Super, super important. So just remember that when you play, what that sounds like in your head is quite often different to how it sounds to everyone else in the control room. So think logically, learn and think logically about what you're hearing and how to make sure that you start to listen like a producer or like an artist. Because if you want to be a musician, you're going to want to work for producers and artists. So you need to learn to listen like they listen, or if not, you won't be a very good service provider. So yeah, happy days. Cool. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you soon.